This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 26. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish cometh upon you. Shalom, shalom, Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakurash. All right, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Haru, and Teachwell. Peace and salutations unto the elect. I'm the Brother Gabar Allah coming at you with another lesson. Okay, and today's lesson is going to be based off this article right here that you see before you. So, about 2-3 days ago, there was a article that I saw where pretty much Ukraine and Russia had their first sit down in terms of ending this war, the war that they're going on. All right. And this right here pretty much shuts down all peace talks, okay, based off Russia and Ukraine. So it says Russia launches largest drone attack against Ukraine since beginning of war, Ukraine military states. So this was on Sunday. This was posted on Sunday, 11:03 a.m. So it's clear that Russia ain't giving up that power structure. Okay, Russia wants Ukraine. Okay, Russia wants Ukraine, and it wants them bad. Okay, it says Russia has battered Ukraine overnight with its largest drone attack since the war began. Ukraine's military said on Sunday, as Moscow intensified its military assault despite holding direct peace talks with Kyiv Friday. Right, so it was Friday. So Sunday, 2 days ago. All right. So that's how I opened up with Proverbs 1 and 26. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. It says, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Okay, so the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, is the one that's causing these things. Okay, the scriptures clearly say, let me grab it. Okay, let me grab it. This is Proverbs 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh. As rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. Right, okay, so as water, okay, like water flows. All right, when you take a look at water, okay, when you go to the ocean, there's waves. All right, the Lord controls every action of the king as a wave. Okay, so the Lord, whatever the Lord wants the king to do, that's what he's going to do. Okay, it says, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord, Yahweh, pondereth the hearts. Right, so the Lord is the one that's controlling everything. Okay, the Lord is the one that's causing Russia to pretty much fight. Okay, they're demons in their head. Okay, because right now is not a time for peace. Okay, right now we're not in a time for peace. Everybody wants peace, peace this, peace that. But there's gonna be peace when the rightful people are in the city of Jerusalem. Okay, because that's what Jerusalem means, city of peace. Okay, but that also goes to show you that they are not the real Jews. Okay, the Jewish, they're not the real Jews, because if they were, then the whole world would be at peace right now. But guess what? I made a lesson on this the other day. Okay, real quick, let me grab this. All right, bear with me, Baba Kishah. This is Proverbs 29. Look at that, all in Proverbs. Proverbs 29 and verse 2. Let me start at verse 1. He that being often reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Right? Okay, so if the righteous would be in authority right now, the people would be rejoicing. But it says, but when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn, right? The people are mourning right now. People are mourning right now. People don't necessarily have that what to say, have that reassurance, so to speak, that everything's gonna be okay. Okay, because the wrathful people are not in the city yet. The real Israelites are not in the city yet. Okay, which goes to show you that the real people are not the so-called Jews. The ones that we see today. Okay, those are not the real people of the city. They don't belong there. Okay, it says, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, right? And there's a lot of mourning right now. Okay, there's a lot of mourning right now. There's Salakia. There's a lot of mourning right now because of all the deaths. It's not a city of peace right now. The world is not in peace right now. The world is, in fact, going through a lot right now. Okay, it's a time of war. Okay, what does the scripture say? All right, and this ain't meant to be long. It's Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to break down, and a time to build up. Okay, and right now the Lord is breaking down Babylon the Great. Okay, it says a time to weep and a time to laugh. Okay, right now people are weeping. A time to mourn and a time to dance. Right now people are mourning. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Right, people are refraining from embracing. All right, it says a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sue, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Here's the point: a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And right now we're in that time of war. Okay, so there's not going to be any peace when the Lord himself does not want there to be peace. Okay, the Lord does not want there to be peace, so there won't be peace. So it reads on and says, Russia launched 273 Shanded drones in one night, the Ukrainian Air Force said, predominantly targeting the central Kiev region. A 28-year-old woman was killed, and 3 others, including a 4-year-old, were injured, according to Mykola Kalshnikov, the governor of Kiev region. Okay, so there's judgment being casted out. So, these things are horrible. These things are horrible, but, it is what it is. All right, it says, Ruslan Stefanuk, the head of Ukrainian's parliament, said in a social media post Sunday, the air raid alarm lasted almost 9 hours. This is what Putin's sincere desire for peace looks like. The attack destroyed residential buildings and damaged a high-rise and set garages on fire, Stefanuk wrote, adding, This is terror in its purest form. Right. Like I said, or like the scriptures say in Proverbs 29. We'll read it again, Proverbs 29. Or Salak, it's not Proverbs 29. Where was it at? Ecclesiastes, I believe. right. I'm going to grab it and then I'm going to close out. So Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. Right, man. Right now it's the time of war. Okay, right now is a time of war like no other. All right, so, is this going to be World War III? We still have many other things to cover. Okay, the MOTB is still not in effect. All right, there's going to be steps to this. All right, it's going to be they're going to start doing everything digital. From there, they're going to enforce the MOTB, and then, we still have other things that need to come to pass before, we can go home. But, that's pretty much the lesson. Lord willing was edifying. Lord willing was uplifting. Okay, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakurash. Double honor to the elder and apostles of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace.